Okay, remember, if you guys have any questions, please post them in the chat. I'll try to get through as many as I can in the hour that we will have the live session. Just a quick kind of overview. Tonight's live session, I will be going over how to utilize VIX when taking trades, as well as some supply and demand, right? Covering over the zones, why I drew them out, and how they were respected. I keep getting a lot of questions about the 84% rule, so we will cover that. I use that almost every day. I used it yesterday, today, last week before that, months. I will also go over the doji method example. There's been a lot of confusion as to how to use the doji method and really what it means to me. Now, of course, these don't have to be exactly perfect dojis. It's just a name, right? Names do not matter. I don't care if it's like a, hanging bearishment. Well, what? Who cares, right? As long as you understand what the price action is doing, right? What you can relay, what information you can gain from these possible, kind of setups. And as well as stacks time. I keep getting a lot of questions about stacks time, so we're just going to cover over some of the basics, most frequently asked questions. All right, perfect. All right, sweet. 10-minute doji. Just about. Okay. And going through, let me pull up the plans from this morning that I had posted. I remember I post these every morning, guys, on my Twitter right here. I will be going over the directional analysis every morning, right? I posted this at about 9:17, so right before the open. You can compare your zones, your levels, but also understand the directional analysis. You'll be able to see what I am looking at in terms of the long perspective and the short perspective, the bearish perspective, okay? Going through here, we also, one second, where's it at? Okay. I have said here, bulls, longs are trying to absorb the 352 demand right here, this pre-market low. They're trying to absorb it in order to push price to the 355, 356 supply. Be aware that the previous day low, 350, 351 demand, if initial zone fails, right? That we would push to 350 or 351 if this zone failed, right? So right here, this purple line, previous day low. Bears, shorts are aiming to break the 351, 352 demand right here, the pre-market low, this green line. Targeting the 350, 349 demand. Okay, so this is 350, 349 right here. Below 349, they target 347, 46. We did not break this demand zone. You can see all of these zones were the same ported here. Previous day high, there's a zone here, pre-market high. This is on the hourly, right? That's the only difference. You have the pre-market low zone, this green level right there. Previous day low, 350.57, 350.57. And then this 349, 350 demand right here. As you can see on the chart, right? No voodoo, no crystal ball, anything like that. This is strictly just identifying through supply and demand, correct? So we can see that off of the morning, we rejected off of the pre-market high supply. Remember, my pre-market channel setup or strategy, will you? These give me the 4 outcomes that may occur. And this is not just for the open, but I know for a fact that at least one of these 4 situations will occur. Many times, more than one. And we can see this, right? What's going to happen here? Price is going to push up. Actually, it holds, right? We take the calls off the morning. I don't know if you guys took calls with me, right? Because we say bounce out of the previous day low or the pre-market low demand. Remember, previous day low is purple, pre-market low is green. If we bounce out of the pre-market low or previous day low demand, 352, 353 calls, right? Right here, I believe from this morning, what was my first trade? 353 calls, just like we had talked about. We took those from, I believe, 2.43 all the way to $4. So about $160 per contract trade, pushing from zone to zone. So we've already captured one of these plans right there. All right. Now, when price pushes up to the pre-market high supply, right? Green is pre-market high. You will see that either price is either going to, one, break and base above, right? So break out base, right? Not exactly on it, but break out base and then continue to the upside, right? Like so. I'll draw it out like a line chart, right? Break, base, continue. Okay, that's BNB. It's either going to do that or it's going to reject. What occurs here? Rejection and rejection. Okay, so right there, right? That's your plan. Now, when price has rejected, it's going to push through. What happens again, right? It bounces out of the pre-market low demand. Right there, bounces. What occurs once it fails, okay? It breaks the pre-market low demand, right? Breaks, bases, right? See, you see right here, nothing closing above this green level. We took puts right there. You see that arrow? We took puts and it nailed it, right? Right at the perfect time. You guys can go back on the Twitch VOD and go and view that at that point in time, right at about 11:28. Right, now you get a break, base, shove to the downside, right? Break and base below, what occurs? Right, you had a bounce here, and then you had a break and base. So these two plans were key. These are key levels, okay? But where are the zones that we're going to? We crack the pre-market low zone. We sit here for a moment. It fails. Where do we go and consolidate next? The next zone, right? What if this zone fails? Where are we going to go? To the next zone, obviously. You make a stop. You sit here, pit stop, pit stop, pit stop, absorb, right? What happens? Here we go, just like the plans like I talked about. Right? It breaks up, bases, continues forward. So it bounces out of the pre-market low demand. It bounces. And where does it target? Right? Well, you remember these. Right? What happens? It breaks the pre-market high, bases, and pushes forward, right? And it also gives you another one. Remember, for breaking bases, many times you see a micro trend breaking base and then a longer drawn out, right? On a, probably 20, 30 minutes later. This was a breaking base, but this was a longer drawn out breaking base. You see that? So, that is why I use these plans every single morning and why you should try to plan your morning or at least have a sense of direction to kind of put yourself in a good situation, right? So where did I get these zones? Why did I draw them? I think for whatever reason it has extended out. I need to... Oh, actually, I changed these. That's what it was. One second. I made them fit the hourly... I can remove here. I made them fit the most recent price action that was being presented, right? So I've moved these now. So we see that from the previous day high, we've drawn that supply, and I've moved this zone. It was a little bit lower, but I moved it up just a bit. I think on the 10-minute it shows much. Yeah, right here. So I saw that the majority of traction or most recent area where orders were was right here. So we moved it, okay? Now, on the hourly, you can see that I snagged these zones from right here, right? The tweezer bottom, right? You can see that I moved it. See how it was respecting that zone? I just wanted it to be a bit more tight, a bit more in unison, a bit more accurate, right? Precise. Same thing here, right? If I just extend this to the left, actually, if I extend this to the left, right? It still hits that tweezer bottom. That's exactly what I was looking at. Tweezer bottom hits. Right here. Small tight body consolidation prior to the large move up, next zone. Below that, you have an area of lower wick rejection. Another reasoning behind drawing a supply or demand zone, right? Large upper wick rejection, just like we saw on the previous day. This tweezer top right there is why this supply zone was respected way out here, right? There's that seller slicing, selling right above 355.50. Okay, so just a few things that we should be keeping in mind, of course, just so that we know that what may occur throughout the day, right? Not just going into the day completely blind, right? Also, before I continue, I want to shout out a lot of the traders that traded with us in the House of Stacks today. We had a very eventful day and lots of profits and percents posted. Remember, at the end of this stream, I will have a giveaway. I will be giving away one spot to the House of Stacks, right? A 1-month membership, and you guys will be able to see what goes on all behind the scenes, okay? So Minnesota Tom, 4% on his account. Diesel, fantastic, great trades. Smokage, 3.71%. Brendo, nice 50% right there. Incognito Bandito, nice. Bumped it up a little bit. Eves, Starkiller, good trades, guys. RMWJ, nice 14,000 on the day. Congrats. Saul Goodman, nice. Agent Smith, Dex, good work, guys. Nice. Drum, little close to break even, right? Make sure you review that Tesla trade, but nice, you still came out green. Got your 1%. That's all you need. Professor Croak, brick by brick, will you build your foundation of success, right? Little tag there, that's okay. NXBX, not a big deal. Remember, and I said, he said, loss on every single call option he took today, salvaged what I could, right? And I said, whether long or short, always check VIX. VIX didn't say go long until the downtrend break, you may cross. I'm going to be covering that in this lesson, okay? Arai, nice, 5% on their account. Nice B-Roll Crafty, little bump in the account right there, 370 bucks. Congrats. Okay, D-Block, master of reversals, right? Pay attention to this guy in the group if you are a part of the group, guys. Okay, he has very good trades on points of reversal. The Little Beard, nice, 0.64% on their account. Easy Trades, 8.62. Wonder Brad, 69%, right? Let's give him a little reaction. Diesel, 254% on his account, right? Diesel's a madman. He only trades Facebook, okay? That's all you need. You just need to find a ticker that you are comfortable with, okay? Send Season, 20%. Spy. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Spy Jackson, formerly QQQ Jackson. Amazing day, 12% on his account. I think he made a lot of his money on taking puts on Roblox today, right? B1OTC as well, 625 bucks on Tesla, and then a little tag on Nvidia. Completely fine, okay? And then what was the daily poll today? 104 to 56 with 5 record days. Who was their record days today? Congrats to Brother Mitch. Congrats to Jupiter. Congrats to Papa Allen, Shopchin, and Greg Brady Trades. Shopchin, you've been doing fantastic, man. It's great to see your journey along the way. Right? I know that you are an NVIDIA slayer. 349.50 zone. I will show you here, Shopchin. Way out there. Small. See, what would you call this, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Breaks up, basis holds that. Small, tight body consolidation prior to the large move up. Also, knowing that 350 is a whole dollar psych. Yeah, scaling in and yep, I will. I'll try to create a video on it as simply or as simplistic as I can. Scaling in is a big kind of key to a lot of trading, and it's a skill that requires a lot of back testing and really showing what you're comfortable with, because the improper version of scaling out, depending upon what kind of trader you are, can be very detrimental in terms of profits or losses. So now what with all these zones that were pierced through up and down, this is where I trip up the most. I still came to full grasp. All right, so why did some of these zones fail, right? What do we do? Hey, Maple, there's a zone. This was supposed to reverse. Remember, we should never be taking zones blindly, okay? Never be taking zones blindly. Take into consideration what the chart is doing. Now, I don't know how I can... I don't know. I forgot how Van had multiple things. I think it was this box right here. I don't know. Can I flip to different ones? Let's just see that one. Will it flip back? Yeah, dude, I had to sneeze. For real. Oh, okay. That's a little, that's cool. Let me see, hold on. Default 2. All right, let's go. Let's flip it back. Oh, shit. Oh, they're gone. Motherfucker. All right, well, they're gone now. So I don't know what I'm doing on Thinkorswim, apparently. But so far, that's completely fine. Oh, I cleared both? Okay, well, I don't know. It's fun. I don't really need them so much. But guys, so these zones fail. Let me draw them back out again since I am a complete tech idiot. Okay, I had this. I had this. I had this. And way down here, this. Okay. So that's completely fine. Let me go back on the 5, okay? Yeah, I did that. So it wouldn't let me. I think because I saved it or moved over. So we can see, right? Let's create the zone a little bit smaller because it was right on the pre-market low. Okay. Now right here. So we had. I also had this zone. I think it was right here. Yep. This small consolidation right there. Okay. So you're like, hey, well, it hits these zones and it's, why do I not, how come if I go long here, why didn't it reverse? But at the end of the day, it reversed, okay? So using VIX to your advantage, you guys really have to be able to watch VIX as much as you can. Now, don't let it create a bias for you per se. Okay, but you can see here, what trend is VIX in? It's in a bullish trend. Why is it bullish? Because you have constant higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So on and so forth. Also, the 9 and the 20 EMA were bullish, right? The 9 above the 20. So what I saw a lot of today, and I always see this, and you guys have to stop. You have to stop doing this. In a big bearish trend, when they see green candles, this is where retail traders begin to FOMO. They're like, oh, some green candles. This is the reversal. We're going to squeeze shorts. Is that a strong enough thesis for the trade? Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. All right. So why is that not a good kind of thesis for the trade? So you can see here, when it is extending, right? When it's very far extended, it has to pull back. You know for a fact that price must pull back to these EMAs. So right here, right about 11 a.m. Okay, 11 a.m. Right there. I'll mark a arrow here. It's doing the same thing on VIX. So you know that, if you see green candles, but it has not breached the 20 EMA or VWAP, this is doing is pulling back on VIX for that bullish trend continuation. Okay, so if you are going long when VIX is, I would say, going long or VIX is bullish, then that's already setting yourself up for a failed trade. Now, you can see later in the day when the Q's reverse or whatever index, SPY, whatever you're watching, okay? I know that VIX is like the, the inverse of SPY practically. Now, for you to comfortably go long, you have to see VIX doing what? Seeing the pivot points fail. So what I mean by that, right? You look at the quick chart right over here. Higher high, higher low, right? You have a higher high, but then your higher low fails strongly. You also see the 9 and the 20 EMA fail right there. Now, if the EMAs fail, what you want to look for is the first test, the first touch of the EMAs to the downside. So if VIX is bearish and it's the inverse of majority of your indexes, that means the indexes are quote unquote safe to go long. I wouldn't say so much safe, but giving you much more confirmation for going long. Okay, so many of you may not have gotten this trade right here, but knowing that the EMAs cross on the underlying or QQQ, whatever you're trading, you want to see if the first 5-minute EMAs are going to hold. Okay, why would you want to buy the 5-minute 9 and not this big extension? Well, up here, the premiums are jacked up. They're juiced. You want to always buy something on a discount with predefined risk. Well, the 5-minute 9 and the 5-minute 20 are very close within each other, okay? And this was also the pre-market low right here. I'll mark it as a green line. This was also the pre-market low, break, base, and continuation to the upside. What are our best pullbacks after a rally, guys, or a sell-off? What are the best pullbacks? Anyone in Twitch chat know? I know the House of Stackers, House of Stackers are just gonna, instantly hit it up. Okay, what are the best pullbacks? The first pullback, obviously, right? But also, don't forget the second. Don't forget the second pullback. The second pullback is where those buyers who missed the first pullback will aggressively come in, but they are buying at a premium, right? You see this many times. Look at this. Big rip down, right? Sell off. First pullback to the EMA. Second pullback to the EMA. These are your best two. Okay, because everything that's left are scraps. It's really dodgy. It's dicey. You don't really know what's going to occur, right? So what happens here? Breaks, right? Big rally, first pullback, pushes up, second pullback. Everything after that, you're done for, right? We actually took this trade right here. Who took this previous resistance turning support trade with me today, right? Lined up with the 5-minute 9. I know Donuts did. Donuts always does, right? And he's probably bullshitting half the time, but I know he did on this time because he had the right thesis. Okay. We took this trade, and I think I tweeted it out or something like that. I'll show you guys the analysis right here, okay? So I said QQQ might use the micro trend most recent high as support, okay? Right at 208. So the most recent micro trend high as support, right? Once this high is broken, it breaks it, bases, continues to the upside, okay? So at 208, I said that. 209, I post the chart. See the resistance, 352.59. It breaks up, uses that as your kind of support, okay? Then what occurs next? Rips, right? Cracking ass right there. Boom, squeezing shorts. You have low risk. There was VWAP there. What else do we have here, guys? We have the 5-minute 9. This is the second pullback in the rally. You would have been able to capture from 352.50 or 3 whatever all the way up to 356, right? That's a 3.5 point capture, okay? So when you go through here, you're looking at your delta, right? Let's say, this is going to gather up, this is going to push up. Your contracts, if you bought 1 or 3 out of the money, probably went in the money, but you're making about, 40 to 50 to 60 per dollar move as it jumps up, right? Collecting your delta along the way, having tight risk. You have VWAP, 90 EMA. Where's your risk? Probably the 20 EMA right here, right? It was a fantastic trade, and a trade where a lot of traders would have been like scared. You're like, oh, this is so far extended. This was too far extended. What do I do? You don't freak out. You don't panic. You do not hesitate. You take the trade if it's presented to you, okay? A good trade. Okay? Yep, you were up 200 a contract. Crazy move to finish out the day. I do not trade the last 30 minutes about. The last 30 minutes are awful. I really, you guys may have fun with them, this or that. It's just like the open. Smaller size, very risky, very volatile, pretty much a gamble in most cases, okay? So, using VIX, what was VIX doing, right? VIX was rejecting. This is when you can comfortably look at the long thesis, and we were comfortably looking at the long thesis. Okay, you guys know I leave the stream, I'm done trading typically around 12:30, then I come back and take a trade or two after 2 o'clock, maybe around power hour 3 o'clock. That's what keeps me sane in the market. You guys will see that, like, those of you who stay at the desk or sit at the looking for or hounding for trades all day, it is very exhausting. It's very taxing, especially on your mental kind of state of being. So always try to take a break. Maybe you feel like you miss a trend, this or that. It really helps me to understand that, hey, I don't care if I miss a trend, right? This was super extended. Would you not say from 348? I was not trading at this time from 348.69, practically 349, and pushed all the way up to 352. That's already 3 points. Well, What is high can go higher. We have a video on that in the Google Drive, right? Make sure you look up the Google Drive. It's titled How to Buy High and Sell Higher, okay? Yes, it was a crazy move. But remember, guys, always use VIX to your advantage. It's not just there. Don't just be like, oh, well, you know, it's the inverse of SPY. What you just use it. It helps you looking at the inverse chart instead of looking at like, you know, negative QQQ or whatever, you know, like so, which is still beneficial, right? Seeing this kind of trade, right? So, you know, practically the same thing, but this gives you confluence, okay? Options Matt says, when it pulls back to the 9 EMA, it basically formed a pin bar. How do we know when to enter pullback versus when it pierces the EMA? If you don't enter on it getting pierced while it is in the pin bar, you're paying more for the contracts if you wait for the candle. You know, let me know if you don't understand what I'm saying. So, I don't know what you mean by a pin bar. I guess you're saying like a wick. Remember, guys, are you really giving so much from 352.61 and it pierces down to VWAP 352.4? We're talking about 20 cents. That's a fifth of a delta. Okay, are you saying this right here, your inverse hammer or whatever, the green candle inside the EMA? This one? I don't know. Was once an inverse hammer. Below that one, the previous one. This one here? Right there, this? The 10-minute bear flag, this one? Oh, bull flag? Okay, so this. Guys, you cannot be afraid, right? Obviously, VWAP is the target. What is, when price is very far extended, look at this, right? Look at this. Retail traders cannot imagine price running up to VWAP, but we know as experienced traders that VWAP is always going to be your target. You're always going to see selling on VWAP, even though it pushes back, right? Before this was kind of encompassed. So let me clear this out again. Before this pulled back, obviously it was ripping up. Look at the space between the EMAs. I don't know if it's going to hold the EMA or not. I can only speculate and I can only manage my risk. I have good risk taking the trade off the 9 and stopping out below the 20. That's really good risk. Where's my risk at up here, right? So, you know, a lot of traders are scared to buy on these red bars. Those are your best bars to go long, right? Who knew it was going to reverse right here? Nobody except the person in demand that was looking to buy, stopping out below the demand. Just taking the chance, taking the risk, okay? So I'm not going to hold on too much on the question. It's a little confusing. You know, I guess maybe if, you know, you tweet it out to me or something or send me a chart, by all means. But guys, big rip up. What's my edge? Always 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, whatever EMA is going to allow me to get a pullback entry, taking the trade. Okay, you can also go on the 1 minute very early, right? Getting in way early on this trade because the 5 minute wasn't until here. But you can see big rip up, EMA pullback, right? Big rip up, EMA pullback. Big rip up, EMA pullback, right? Now you have that choppy, ugly mess. Okay, but this was just shoving down to that 5 minute 9, right? But all those arrows, you did not see that on the 5 minute chart, okay? Yeah, yep, exactly. It's just taking the risk. You have to be able to take on the risk. Everyone as a trader, everyone always wants the safest entry. They always want the most obvious entry. Oh, where's the perfect entry at? Well, good luck. You know, you're going to be sitting there waiting for it while I'm already in the trade taking on the risk, okay? So, you know, and it's not to say that, hey, you take the 9 instantly. You should always look at your zones or your EMAs, right? This space in between rips or uses clouds, right? I like to describe it as an adaptive zone, right? This is like an adaptive or shifting supply zone, right? Once it crosses over, this is an adaptive demand zone, right? They absorb here. They absorb here. When I take a demand zone trade, do I instantly take the top of it? That's like taking the 9 blindly. No, we have either descending bids, right? Or you want cheaper. So you want closer to the base, closer to the stop out. You want closer to the 20, closer to the 20, right? closer to the 20, closer to the 20. Okay. RCB, as far as I know, I don't know if he's done with small caps or not, but we're trying to get him to. Yep. Fuck small caps. If you're here, you're in the right place, because we do not trade small caps, right? This is small cap mania, momentum, COVID time, in your face every day, every single day. RCB, did you make 100%er today? I know that we made a few, right? Hey, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. I'm sorry, 10. We cannot do the small caps anymore. I was biased. I had that sense of endearment towards small caps and everything, but now you guys see I have not called out a small cap in months, right? And I don't even look at them. I always get suggested to look at them, but they're in my opinion a waste of time, right? So going through here, we've covered VIX, okay? Looking at when to go bull, when to be a bull and when to be a bear with conviction in terms of VIX, okay? Now, we've also talked about this price spike, okay? So like when you see a big spike, now I'm going to go through in the 1 minute and try to show you guys, okay? Let's see, maybe, I think we had a good few examples here. Okay, so right here, right? Big knife. What am I going to be looking at? Big knife down. You break the lower, you break the low, right? Big knife down. First pullback. Look at your 1 minute EMAs. Now make sure you're checking your 3 minute as well, right? But first pullback. Okay, key. Pushes down. Second pullback, that's your best. Your first two pullbacks are always going to be your best. What happens after? You're left with the scraps if you don't get in on those first two pullbacks, okay? So 1 second. You can also go on any kind of time frame, right? I'm also getting questions about, hey, Maple, what time frame is best? What time frame should I be looking at with EMAs? They're all good. You have to use the right time frame or the right tool to identify what kind of trade is being respected, okay? If you're on the 1 minute, I can already tell you all day the 1 minute is not going to be respected, right? These are for getting in very quick entries like I was showcasing here. You would not have seen these on the 5 minute or maybe even the 3 minute, but the 1 minute provided them to you. But if you get a very early momentum entry, don't stick with the 1 minute EMAs to hold you into the trade. Let's say that you have this prime entry right here, right? This prime entry right here. Well, you know that, hey, that's pretty early. That's a pretty valuable trade. That's a pretty valuable trade, right? Not a lot of people got in on that. I can't stick on the 1 minute if I want to hold through this. Well, let me check the 3. Right? Look at that. 3 minute EMA held you in the trade all day or the rest of the day. Okay, so if you get a smaller time frame entry on the 1 very early from the momentum rally, use your other EMAs. Maybe you don't look at 3, maybe you look at the 5, right? A pretty staple time frame. Well, what did the 5 give you? You got your entry on the 1, sit back, put your feet up on the desk, let the money flow into your account watching the 5 minute EMAs. You did not have to stress out about this. But what I see many traders do is that you get this prime entry and, so let's say this, right? At this point in time, you're up like $100 per contract, okay? This point in time, you're up 150 per contract. When it pulls back down, you're only up about, let's say 110. This is where traders feel like all of their gains are going to lose. So then what do? This is where retail gives up their prime entry, right? This is where they give it up. They're like, oh, I don't, the threat to my profitability, I don't want to miss out on my gains. This was a really nice, I'm comfortable with $100 a contract trade, whatever, okay? And this pullback here, right? Think about the mindset, okay? If everyone is missing the rally, what are the best two pullback, or what are the best entries for the trade if you miss the rally? The first two. So if you're selling your contracts on the first pullback, not allowing yourself to, kind of sit through a little bit of a pullback, and manage the trade and put trust into the trade, right? It's worth it for you to try to hold on to the remainder or a core position rather than to just take it all off on the table and maybe take a little bit less of a loss, right? Or a little bit less of a gain, excuse me. Many traders are selling all of their contracts or getting out of their positions on the first pullback. Now, remember, this is not going to happen on every trade, okay? Many times, right, you get a lot of chop. The open was very choppy. We did very well trading the zones this morning and then trading the dump. Okay, so be able, right? You should lock in gains near VWAP for maybe 150 a contract, leaving a core, right? 25% or less to ride on the trend. Just, giving that trend the ability to ride through. Why not sell up at VWAP? That's what I just said. Yeah, you can lock in gains on VWAP, okay? But maybe if you're holding one contract, maybe, like I said, using your 1 minute EMAs and then sitting back, seeing if the 5 minute or the 10 minute EMAs are going to hold you through the rest of the trend, right? Because what you were down, right? You sold your entire position because you went down $40 a contract. Well, up here, you're at $400 a contract, right? So for you that you were scared to lose, even if this went back to break to zero, right? Then you lose 110 a contract. Well, you gave up 400, the chance to even make 400 a contract. How much loss is going to be lost due to theta? Well, we're trading 1 DTEs. I'll show you, right? So if you're trading this, you went long here, 350, right? You're probably trading like 351 calls. Maybe you're trading 350 calls. Right, I'll show you. Okay, so this is right here. You got your entry at 105 off the 1 minute EMA. 105. Okay, so right here, you are 278 or 280, pushes up. Oh, what is that? That's 110 a contract, right? So let's say 110, right? Well, when it pulls back from 280 to 390, or $4 practically, pulls back 330. So from 280 to 330, right? That's 50 a contract. Like I said, you're going to lose a big chunk of it, but you're not red. You guys will see me post, I'm up 50%, then it'll be up 100%, then it'll be up 250%, right? Many of you cannot fathom getting to that, but if I've already locked in some gains up here, you guys hear me screaming at you, locking gains, locking gains, locking gains. If I'm already up and locked in gains, right? Let's say I right here, I lock in some profit near VWAP, okay? When it pulls back, I don't care what the trade's gonna do. These contracts are free to me. I'm still very green. You guys will hear me say, hey, I'll either cut this trade break even, right? Or give it the opportunity to ride. So, sure, you went from $110 a contract to only up 50 a contract. Okay? Let's say you get all out there because you're scared, but you're not realizing that this is the pullback, right? This is the pullback. No, locking in gains. No. No, we have to lock in the gains, right? Scaling some out, but I'm never taking a trade from here to here, getting all out. I'm always looking for that continuation or trying to find that continuation. So you lost 60 a contract here, right? This is where traders freak out. They lost 60 a contract. Well, you get all out, so you only made 50. Okay, so now, but from 280, had you held this up, you would have went up to $6. So 320 up here, right? Plus 320 a contract. Okay, would you not risk losing $60 to make your 320 plus, right? For the possibility on the continuation with your EMAs, this is the first EMA pullback, second EMA pullback. Stay in the fucking trade, right? Look at what Q did. I was so proud of Q today, right? We've been talking about him holding runners and everything. He was like, dude, I held Roblox. I was like, that's the kind of trade you hold. As long as the 5-minute 9 is being respected heavily, stay your ass in the trade. right? Lock some along the way. Move your stop loss. Move your stop loss down, right? We talked about this yesterday. Pivot points. That's your stop. Pushes up, that's your stop. Pushes up, that's your stop. Right? Right there. Look, and then right there you get stopped out on the remainder. Sure, if you want to scale out on the extensions, right? Seeing the extension from the EMA, the space in between price action and the candles, by all means, that's what you should be doing. You also cracked a lower low, right? You should have been scaling or moving your stop, whatever you want to do. But, too many times I see traders, oh, I'm going to get an entry here, right? I ticked VWAP. Then they get out right there. This is where they exit because they see that threat to their profitability and they miss out on the continuation. All this is a window, right? This is the bus driver picking up those late shorts, right? That's all it is. Yeah, no, for sure, RCB. Yep. Sorry, I can't catch up with all the. I'm we're going through the lesson. I can't catch up with all the questions, but how would you know when to go long at the bottom? So why would I know to go long here, right? Does anyone have any kind of a thesis around why someone would have gone long there? I'll give you guys a few minutes. Right, and that's not like me, oh, he just lined that up after the fact. No, guys, what is this? It pushes up. What is this right there? A fucking pullback. What's a pullback? Someone buys right here. This is where a buyer's orders are. A huge buyer because it rips up from there, right? So this was a demand. You saw that the previous demand failed, obviously, right there. So if this demand fails, what's the next one? If this one fails, what's the next one? If this one fails, what's the next one? If this, right, so on and so forth. It's very simplistic. Come on. Okay, longer time frame EMAs, yada yada, right? Okay. So look, many of you may have got it right? Tweezer bottom, right? There was the demand. We'll clear this out. If you're late, many of you guys will be late. I myself will be late. Pinpointing reversals, that is not your goal as a trader. If you're here, I want the perfect entry. I want to get in at the very top or get in the very bottom. Good luck to you, right? We won't see you in 6 months because you're going to blow your account pinpointing reversals, okay? Sayonara. All right? When you see this rally, what happens? EMAs cross, one. It pushes up, pulls back to the first EMA, right? The first 5-minute 9. Always check your 5. Okay? Pushes up, pulls back to your first minute 5-minute 9 EMA. Entry. This is where you go long. You see VIX has done the same, has crossed. You see that your pivot points, right? We said lower high, fails there. Lower low, right? Pushes up, higher low. So first higher low and first higher high, go long, right? Risking the first 1 minute or first 5-minute EMA pullback. What's your second best entry? Pushes up, you don't want to buy the premium. Look at the space in between price action and the EMAs. Buy the pullback. Where does it pull back to? The 5-minute 9. You squeeze the rest, right? Very simple. Very, very simple. Okay? Everything in trading should be simple. If you guys are confused or, it's taking you 20 minutes and you're busting out like a TI-84 to enter a trade, you're late. You're going to be late every single day. I'm already going to be in the trade. I'm going to be selling to you. You're going to be buying my contracts at a premium. Okay? So, that's how you kind of spot reversals, right? We can try to go through some more. Maybe I go on like QQQ, right? Maybe we can look some other reversals. I'm not going to do FOMC. That doesn't count at all. Okay, right here. Boom. This is great. FOMC was crazy. I mean, you might as well be trading like, whatever. Okay, pivot points, guys. Remember, Obviously, you have the very obvious sign of the EMA pullback, right? Big rip up. What should you be doing? Looking at the first 5-minute 9 EMA pullback on a larger kind of picture. But how can I look at this beforehand? Well, look at the thesis. There was a downtrend break. That's one thesis there. Okay. You can look at your pivots. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Oh, what's that? A higher high, right? A higher high. Okay. Look at your lower low, lower low. Oh, what's that? This popped up, bounced, and made a higher low, right? So let me draw the downtrend break again. Downtrend break right here. So you guys tell me, right? I've just given you all the pieces that you need. You got a higher low confirmation here and here. You've got a downtrend break. You've got the higher high confirmation. So now you have higher highs and higher lows. And you get a big spike up in the first 5-minute 9 EMA as respected. That is like screaming at you, hey, dude, go long, right? Don't go short here. Hey, dude, you know, look at this. There's so many things the chart is telling you. Okay? I don't know. I probably missed a lot of questions, guys. I know I've been going through. No, for sure. Yep. Jupiter says, worth mentioning that NVIDIA and Tesla on 0 days get destroyed by theta even in the morning. Yep, they do. That's why I'm telling you guys, what is the, I mean, you probably get on, you know, it probably gets on your nerves, me screaming scale, right? I mean, let me look at the trading floor today. All right, right here. Let me look at it. The call outs. Locking some in. Okay. Scaling out more. Locking more in. Okay. Right here. Locking some profit in. Locking more in. Locking some in. Okay. That's already like 6 times. Locking some in. Let's go. 7. Make sure you're offloading risk and locking in gains. Come on, guys. You know, are you a hero or zero trader, right? Hero or zero? You know, like, we gotta lock in gains, especially in the morning, right? We have to be able to, and I'm not talking to you specifically, Jupiter. I'm talking in a general sense that the traders that are here to learn, right? What are you doing wrong? You're not locking in profit. That's what you're doing wrong. You're not offloading risk. You're not moving your stop loss along the way. Okay? I want you all to change that. How many of you guys have seen profitability since you've been listening to me telling you to scale out, right? I've been telling you, hey, lock it in. I mean, someone messaged yesterday in the chat was saying, hey, you know, my whole trading career has turned around because you've been saying lock in gains. And now I understand why people say base hits over home runs, right? Yeah, and I don't want you guys to freak out, but even if you hit the flatten button, C Dizzle, right? You're locking in your gains, right? You're making your money. So, oh, is Mikey hitting? Oh, he's not doing options. Okay, that's cool. I've never spoke to Mikey, so damn, Hanson. Yeah. Let's see. Well, there's a difference, right? It didn't. When I say the 1 minute or the chart didn't tell you to sell, right? You guys always hear me to say it told you to scale out, right? But it didn't tell you to sell your complete position, right? So you see that very far extension. You see the lower low break, right? Low of day break, extension from the EMA. It's telling you to scale out, but it may not be telling you to get out of your position. Where did it tell you to stop out completely of your position? Right here, right? On this red circle that I'm going to highlight. That's where it said, hey, puts are toast, right? Puts are done. Get out. If you're not already out, okay? Right here, where did it tell longs, right? Well, it told longs to scale out here, right? On the extension from the EMAs and price action. It told you to start scaling out. It told you to exit your trade right here. If you weren't already in. So that's what I mean by that, right? Just to kind of clarify. Okay, that's the difference. The chart, the EMAs will tell you when to scale out, right? Like, hey, this is super extended. You know for a fact, in the way that EMAs work, that price will come back and interact with that EMA, right? But once you see it failing your 20, that's normally your stop area. But since it's already told you to scale out 1, 2, 3 times, right, on the extension, joining the ask or whatever in your active trader, yeah, that's the difference. Because when you stop out, you should only be having a core position, 10%, 20%, whatever. Yep, exactly. See, that's I touched on that earlier in the lesson. Make sure you watch this again, right? Just a review, as to where traders are getting out and where they're passing on their entries to those traders who are late to the trade and looking for the further continuation to the downside or the upside. I don't have any scripts, right? Settings or the studies here. Basic moving average, basic VWAP, basic volume. This, guys, the complete core of my trading style and setup is keeping it simple, right? You guys don't see MACD, you don't see oscillators, you don't see stochastics, you don't see, volume profile or, time and sales, level 2, none of it, right? But you guys sit here and watch me bang out trades every day, just breaking down the price action, looking at EMAs, looking at, zones, all of that. That's all you need, Yep. And that's the thing, so, maybe the term basic, right? Maybe it has a negative connotation, right? Sure, right? A lot of you will see hey, that's too simple. Absolutely not, right? It makes it much more solidified. I've studied and used the same strategy for years now, and you guys see on a daily basis how well tuned it is. Many of you emulate this and use this and make money trading it. Okay, so find benefit wherever you may find it. Many times I see traders confusing themselves, taking on too many strategies, too many things they're trying to learn, and not being able to encompass it or find benefit from it during the live trading session, right? Would you agree? So, proper way to ladder. Okay, so I will go over laddering, I guess. There's no proper way per se. It's just okay, so for this trade, right? Let's say that we took the first pullback here, right? We got in way earlier on this, but let's say we did. You take the first pullback. Well, hey, if I hold on to my winners. If I'm going to hold on to a trade, okay, am I going to stop out here? No, this is what's going to tell me to hold on to the trade. Well, if I want to hold on to the trade, I might as well take a ladder. And a ladder is for myself typically either depending upon how close it is to the other entry or how good the risk is, maybe how far extended it is. I will either take a half position, right, 50% of a position, or a quarter position, right, if it's a bit more extended, if I'm not too thrilled about the setup, right? So this is the initial entry, pushes up. The EMA is going to keep you in the trade anyway. I take a ladder and I make money collecting the delta on both of these premiums, right? And it pushes down. So that's how I ladder. I mean, you can look at it from this kind of perspective as well, from today, right? Pushes down, pulls back, initial entry, pushes down, pulls back, ladder, pushes down, in a smaller ladder, right? I only do about 2 to 3 ladders, okay? 2 to 3 ladders, okay? But first pullback, what do you think I'm doing? You think I'm going light here? No, I want to get in on the trade, right? Heavier position. Pushes down, pulls back, maybe another half position on a different strike, right? So right here, this is what, 353, so maybe you're trading like 352p, okay? Right here, you're trading 351p. And here on the last ladder, smaller position size. Remember, later entries dictate what, Twitch chat? Later entries dictate what? Quicker profit taking. Boom. Thanks, Deb. Yep, quicker profits. Obviously, quicker profits. So, Hansen said, is the ladder closer in the money or further out of the money? So this is a basic kind of concept. What I actually did today, I think, let me look at my orders from earlier. Okay, here. I took the 350. I don't remember exactly what time, right? Let me see if I can find it in the trading floor. Okay, right here. So I was in the, I think 353Ps, right? 354s. And then another, I forgot exactly what I did. Let me look. I was in 353, 354, and then I took a 350p ladder. Okay, so many times what I will do, right, on the later entry, like I'll take a deeper in the money, right? So like you could have taken, like, if this was like 351, right? If you were looking at 350 but you didn't take these other two, right, you can trade further in the money. You can trade like 353Ps, right? Okay, why would I trade that? Why would I trade further in the money on the further extension down? Well, if I'm trading, see, is that right? Yeah, if I'm trading closer in the money, okay, we want to collect more delta. Okay, let's say that right here, if I took my initial entry 355s, 354s, and then my next ladder's 353s, my delta is 42. Well, what if I took the 357s, right? Since it's a later entry, I'm going to be paid $73 per point move compared to the $42 per point move, right? Almost doubling my profit trading in the money on a later kind of entry, right? So from this point, 351, let me just remove this, 351 down to 350, right? If I trade, that further out of the money, you're only going to be capturing, you're right up about a 0.4, right? 0.4 out the money. Okay, but if I trade that in the money, I'm going to be capturing like a 0.75 in the money, right? I'm making much more on the in the money comparatively to the out the money, right? So don't always think, like, you have to trade out the money. If you have a later position that you're looking to take and you want to make more money, making more, taking advantage of that later exit or later entry, having quicker exit, I like to go in the money many times, but not all the time. Okay, not all the time. So I'm going to be going over the 84% rule, and I think I'll leave the other two for tomorrow. Okay, and I'll touch on the 84% rule tomorrow as well. Yep, that's right, J Huge. So, what did I have? Oh, the 84% rule. So I think I had it right here. Yep, this was it earlier. So I took the puts, right? It's shoved down. I took them right here around the 9. Okay, the 9-minute EMA, or 9 EMA on the 1 minute. Right, probably a little overzealous. We did see RCB pointed out, right, the head and shoulders. Okay, and this was my stop for the most recent kind of a micro trend channel. So this was my entry. Okay, not the best entry, but still decent, right? It was pushed up on a pullback. I didn't have my entry and puts down here. I get wicked out right there. I see that, hey, I'm like, fuck, I took a stop loss, and then I see it knife down. As soon as it knifes down, I retake the same entry where I stopped out. And then we encompass right here over $100 move, right? $100 per contract move. So the 84% rule states that if I have the initial entry and I get wicked out and you see it come back down with momentum, strong momentum, you retake the entry. Why? Because just because you got wicked out was only solely due to possibly, poor entry, weak mindset, paper hands, whatever else it may be, but you had the correct thesis. You were buying puts. And what happened in the end, it shoved down, right? The 84% rule will cut and, wash out the loss, and you'll make money on your thesis. You won't make as much, but you won't have the loss, and you'll follow through with your trade. Also, the 84% rule, what it's going to do, it's going to allow you, right, the ability to learn from your loss, right? Maybe this initial entry here was not a good entry, or maybe it was an okay entry, but your initial stop loss was the prime entry. That was actually where you got wicked out. That was the top, right? Or maybe the absolute bottom for the puts. This was the prime entry. Learn from your 84% rules so that you can remove the initial entry and try to find those stop out entries where you would stop out, but would be a great area actually to take your initial entry because it is very low risk. Okay. Yep. Let's see. Yep. And remember, guys, if you've been enjoying this live stream, make sure you check out the Discord link that I just popped out. All right. And I think I am going to wrap it up here, right? Tomorrow morning, we're going to do the giveaway, of course, for those of you who are not in the Discord currently. Okay, I'm going to get the Nightbot thing set up, right? But if you have enjoyed today's live session, right, I hope that you learned something. I hope that you are able to take away something from this live session and possibly port it into your trading either tomorrow or, you know, in the near future. Okay. But if you guys want to do the giveaway, we can surely do that now. Let me set this up. Okay. Keyword tonight, right? We're going to do VIX. All right. VIX is the keyword. All right. And this is for traders that are not currently in the Discord. Okay. So for the time being, thanks for the sub, Bad Buddha. Look at all those subs, right? We're going to get it's going to be popped through here, right? So don't worry. While those entries go through, right? Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna have to change this link now. That's great. If you like these live sessions, right? I have done a folder that has all of the previously recorded live sessions, right? Over 100 videos here showcasing all of the lessons and strategies needed to put yourself as a self-sufficient and independent profitable trader, right? A lot of the members from the beginning have been in the groups for about 7 months now and have seen pretty much all of these live sessions and have been able to encompass their own strategy and build on their path towards independence, right? Also, right, just a showcase of the Discord while you guys are getting your entries in for the giveaway. In the trading floor, this is where on the stream, right, you guys hear me make the call outs. I'm also typing out all my call outs, entries, exits, majority of the time in the trading floor where it is possible, right? If something's very fast, it will be typed 30 seconds after the fact. But many times it's as I am taking them or very close to where I am taking them. In the morning, we do the pre-market prep. This is the watch list channel where I go through, I post all of the situational contracts and the zones that we should be watching, right? Also skilled floor, these are where skilled members post and they type in their trades, potential trade setups and stuff. You'll be able to see these posted. Stacks chat, this is where everyone hangs out, right? Typing through the trading session, right? Very focused group of traders, as well as the questions channel, right? Profits and percents, we went through that, seeing everyone's gains from today, which was very nice. Daily poll today, right? Very good. Yesterday, I don't think I went through the record days from yesterday, but nice. Give me more caffeine. Papa Allen, Kazu Chan, Bugs Money, Wu-Tanga Banga, and Jack Burton. Congrats on yesterday's session. And yesterday, look, 150 to 54. I was saying 80%. That's pretty dang close. 75% just about. I have a lot of other channels here as well. Psychological training, my best setups. Let's see, homework channel I post every weekend, my charts, the tweets, supply and demand, a bunch of books, YouTube videos, a lot of beneficial YouTube videos. And just like the live trading, tomorrow will be the last day for the live trading, and then we will remain in the Discord, right? So I will roll this now and we will select a winner for the House of Stacks membership giveaway. Okay, here we go. I'm only gonna pick one. We got Speedy0739. I don't know if Speedy, I think he's in the group. He may be. Maybe not. Speedy0739 has won the giveaway, it says. I don't know if he's in the group. Speedy, are you in the group or are you not? He's not. All right. Well, send me a DM on Twitch and I will send you your invite to the House of Stacks for your membership for the remainder of the month of April. All right. So tomorrow, guys, I will try to have a live session. Remember, next week I am going on vacation on Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday. So I'm gonna hound out another live session tomorrow to try to make up for the fact of some of the missing live sessions going into next week. We'll still have two. I'll have one on Sunday night, just as usual, and on Monday evening as well. But I do believe that we have some think tank sessions lined up next week, as well as I believe SciTrade is interviewing Diesel on his process as a trader and his on his journey as well. So yes, I will send some dive pics. I need to find a GoPro. So, thank you guys for your time this evening. I will be live tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning. We will be going over pre-market prep, selecting contracts, going over my directional analysis live that I post every morning. I hope to see you guys there in the morning, as well as hope that you guys follow your rules tomorrow. You do have the opportunity to trade 0-day expiries, but if you are new, I recommend that you stay away from them, okay? So, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. If you are interested in joining the Discord, right, we will put the link out right there. And I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning. Please get some rest. Please drink some water, hydrate, and let's have a good day tomorrow, right? Have a good night, guys.